And it seems like it's a camera where you don't even have to get that close to the power line, right? You can do it from, because there's a lot of power lines that are behind homes.
Bilkis, you're absolutely right. And it's got two, again, this works, it looks like
Like
one
a
of
video
those
camera?
cameras that we have at home. It's got a telephoto lens as well, so the engineer can stand far away from the power line or the equipment and take a shot. That photograph is taken back to the FPL offices and examined, and we can then tell exactly what is wrong with the line. When the crew goes out to fix it, they already know what equipment and what resources they need to take. So therefore that cuts down on the number of times that a crew has to go to a particular area to fix equipment.
And I guess I understand that you want to get the public involved in this process, and so they can see the work that's being done online. Is that right?
That's correct. We have started several websites where essentially the customer can either go and look at safety tips on doing storm. There's also another website that we have where if you want to join our social media, you can do so and receive messages from FPL. But there's also another one where you can go and see a map and see the areas that we are working to improve, be it vegetation or otherwise.
All right, so this is an important question that everyone wants to know because everyone loves their power. So is there a certain way in which you go about after a storm restoring power? Do you do it to neighborhoods that have suffered the most damage? You do it to places that are closer to hospitals? How does it work? Because everyone wants their power back as soon as possible.
That's a very, very good question. Exactly. We certainly tell our customers that they need to prepare for at least 7 to 14 days after a major hurricane. Category 3, Category 2, all of them can bring a particular amount of damage. The issue about damages during a hurricane is that we don't know where it's going to happen. And so the plan that we have is one where is readiness, restoration, and repairs. And we begin by sort of like peeling an onion in reverse. We start from the outskirts and we begin to go into the most severe areas.
Okay.
But there's a more logical progression than that. First and foremost, we need to make sure that the transmission lines, these are the major power lines that come from the power plants to the substations, are working. In the same instance that we're doing that, we're also looking at substations to the major distribution lines into our cities and make sure that they are restored. And finally, we look at the lateral lines. These are the lateral lines that go into our neighborhoods. By doing so, we can bring back an incredible amount of customers very, very quickly. A distribution line may have 2,500 to 3,000 customers on one line. And if we can make sure that it's working correctly, we can bring it back up very quickly. And then build ourselves a small army of crews that goes directly into the most hard-hit areas where we're going to have to do more work, where perhaps some of the poles are down, transformers need to be replaced. Those things take a little bit longer.
And then finally, let's say a storm were to hit, how can viewers get updates on any of the outages that are in their area and just any updates on when their power will be back? I guess that's a phone number that they should have handy also in their kit.
That's correct. Well, one of the things we tell our customers is if they're going to call us, they can call us once. After that, we know where the repairs need to be made. Right after a hurricane, we send out patrols, and we patrol the entire area that has been damaged. So we know exactly where we need to place resources and where we need to send the crews to make the repairs. So we know that you're without power. But nevertheless, if there are specific issues that you need to address, well, we tell the customer that they can call a number that they can remember very handily by just dialing 1-800, the number 4, and then the word outage. 1-800-4-OUTAGE, and report. Certainly they can get information through those lines. We can also, if they have some way of being on the web, perhaps a relative elsewhere outside of the area can get on the web and tell them also what we're working on. We know it's difficult because you're without power. We understand that. However, you call once and then if you can listen to the radio, we'll have announcements on the radio. We will be on television. We would like to get the word out as much as possible. Within the first 24 hours, we're going to make a general call on how long it will take us to restore all power. And between 24 to 48 hours, we're going to break it down into counties. And beyond that, 48 to 72 to 90, we're going to be more specific about where in that county we're going to be working.
Well, let's hope that this is just a dry run like you do at FPL, and we have a safe and storm-free season, but it's always very important to prepare.
It always is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. And again, that number is 1-800-4-OUTAGE, just to have handy. And we also have more information on what to do before and during and after a storm. The city has a hurricane season preparation guide that is now posted on the website. It's www.coralgables.com. You can go there and get all the information for seniors and if you've got pets as well. And the city actually wants you to be prepared for 72 hours, to be on your own for 72 hours as well. So it's a good preparation to have all that handy. And Coral Gables Now is just getting started. Still to come, banks are not lending money as they used to. Learn more about new mortgage regulations.
A statue will soon pay homage to one of the owners of the Merrick House. I have the details.
And the village of Merrick Park celebrates the doggy days of summer. We'll explain what that means. Coral Gables Now will be right back.